bread, some meat, some lettuce.
So you can't like have. So you're saying a Subway sandwich is not a sandwich because it's one piece of bread.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome on in, guys. Lamb, hit that light for me. Welcome to the show, guys. I'm Nick.
I'm Kevin.
And this is our third idiot for the day.
Hey, I'm Tony.
And this is Tony. He's going to be joining us for today. We needed a third, so let's give him a little round of applause. Oh, it's still playing here. There's a crowd going crazy for you.
Boo.
And then one guy was really not happy.
Frank.
I heard him.
Frank snuck in.
Yeah, sorry about that. One guy, he really was not happy you were here today. Anyway, welcome to the show, guys. Tony, welcome. Mamba. What Mamba's probably our number one beside Paul. So say what's up to Mamba.
Yeah, we might have to give her
How you doing, Mama?
Stacy.
moderator privileges too.
Oh yeah, Mamba. You know what? Remind us at the end of the show. We're gonna give you moderator privileges because you've earned it. So we're gonna do that for you. If you guys have never been a part of the show before, thank you for tuning in with us today. Like I said, we got Tony here. We got a nice bracket for you guys of the world's dumbest idiots dumbest criminals we could find. So we needed a third opinion to kind of shake things up a little bit.
Before we get started, since Mambad's already here, a little bit of a giveaway.
That's right.
On Mambad's Instagram. You go to Mambad85 on Instagram. You have to comment on your favorite Ben & Jerry's flavor.
Yep. Basically a link to our last show.
Yep. And then you qualify for a prize.
For a little Amazon gift card. So thank you, Mambad, for that.
I was trying to keep it secret what the
sorry.
prize was, but you know.
I thought you were building the suspense for the prize.
Yeah, by not telling people.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know that.
There was a big prize.
You should have told me that before.
Easily best flavor is the peanut butter cups.
Well, that would be a first on the list of everybody so far. No one has mentioned that.
And it's so good. But they're trying to kill you with the calories.
Yes.
Well,
it's like a solid 400 calories more than every single Ben & Jerry's. So yeah.
It's peanut butter.
It is.
Peanut butter is a calorie bomb no matter what.
That's true. Today's show, like I said, we got the dumbest criminals. We've got a really nice humble brag for you guys today. It should be a fun show. But let's go ahead and jump in. We start every show positively, and we like to start with a quick shout out. If we haven't done it already, we're going to shout out the same person. We got to shout out Mambad. Just recently, like I said, she's become our unofficial digital marketing expert. She's doing graphics for the show. She's shouting us out on Instagram. She's brought us some really nice viewers. So just want to say thank you. Anybody like that's in their free time, you can help out, small little podcaster like us. We really, 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 really think it's cool. So
and somehow adjusted a photo to make it actually look good of me. I really appreciate it. There's a lot of Photoshop work probably went into that.
Hours of work.
I know. Just really had to dig deep into those.
That's right. Into those
Photoshop
skills, yeah. All right, guys. So, if you guys have never heard the show before, like I said, we either start with a positive story or we start with a humble brag. Today, we're going to do both. And our positive story should very nicely segue into our humble brag. So, let's start off positive today. Really cool little, just a small story, but Justin Trudeau from Canada, our neighbor, announced today that for the second time this year, they're going to donate an extra $100 million to their food bank. This is the second time of the year, like I said, they've done this. They are equally hit as hard as we have been, and a lot of families just don't have the money to pay bills, don't have the money to pay for groceries. So this food bank has been something that's really kept a lot of families going. $100 million in food money is a lot of money and should last a very long time. So that's really
a lot of onions.
A lot of onions, a lot of potatoes, hopefully. What do Canadian people eat, Tony?
Maple syrup? It's not that much maple syrup, though.
How the hell did you know?
A lot of potatoes, a lot of coffee.
There you go. A lot of potatoes, a lot of coffee. Really nice story.
Tony's our resident Canadian expert.
Yeah. A resident expert for today on everything.
Yep. All things.
Little bacon.
That's just ham.
Oh, that's just
Canadian bacon.
Canadian bacon, just ham. So, great story. Thought that was really cool. But let's go ahead and segue that in to our second story, which is actually my favorite story of the day.
Oh yeah, humble brag.
Shout out Rick for that. Thank you, Rick.
Yeah.
We're gonna start a little humble brag today, and the humble brag today is very exciting for me. It's personal to me, personal to Tony as well. The whole idea behind the humble brag for us, just so, like I said, if you guys have never seen the segment, is we pick somebody that has done something great. You don't have to solve cancer or something, but maybe you lost 30 pounds. Maybe you started your own business. Maybe you've been working on your artwork. Maybe you built something. Maybe you've helped a neighbor. Maybe you've done anything that's bettering your life, bettering somebody else's life around you. And in this world, people brag enough about themselves with social media. So this is a nice way for us to kind of pat somebody on the back without them doing it themselves. So it's just a nice little segment for us to pick somebody and say, hey, thank you for what you're doing out there. Today's segment's really special to me. Like I said, we're going to be doing my granddad. So let's go ahead and start right in with this. My granddad, along with the help of another gentleman 9 years ago, this gentleman, Larry came up with the idea that he wanted to start a food bank. He partnered up with my granddad, and over the course of 9 years now, they have been distributing food in the small county that my family's from, Calvert County, Maryland. And they have started this food bank. It started really, really small. He told me the origins of the story start with a single refrigerator, which was packed to the brim at all times. It was running out of somebody's house, basically. Over the course of 9 years, they have had enough donations and money to quite literally build an establishment on church property. The church that runs it, I believe it's St. John of Vianney.
Yes.
Yep. So they have now built a property there where they run everything. It's got a walk-in fridge now. It's got all this shelf space. They have computers in there. They have an incredible amount of staff. And it has gone from 10, 20 families they were helping every week to the point where now they are actually providing food for 120 families every single week. In an area that small, that is an incredible amount of people.
It's like 30% of the population of Calvert County.
I mean, legitimately, it's so impressive. It's unbelievable, especially every single week, the amount of money that must cost. They get donations from the grocery stores, from local parishioners, from the church itself, obviously. And then one of the things I did want to make fun of was that I think it's Giant still provides them with food. Safeway is now owned by Albertsons, and it's against their policy to give food that's hit the expiration date. I think it's junky. I think it's lame. We're just throwing out millions of dollars, billions of dollars probably of food every year instead of giving it to people that could use it. So we had to bash them just for a second. Anne Marie, thank you. Welcome. Jared, what's up? What's up, man? Welcome into the chat. Welcome in. We got some new people in here. Amy, what's up? Welcome in, everybody. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So, like,
You want to start with the video?
Yeah, let's start with the video.
Before we move into anything, 30% is a little high.
Yeah,
It's not like a small island.
it's a small county. It's not that small. You're right.
What's it like? It's like, what, 30 miles long, but like 7 miles wide?
You're
Yeah.
kind of turning it into like a peninsula.
It is a peninsula.
Pop said that both families in Prince Frederick are offended. So you're on the same lines there as the chat. Safeway sucks. I literally, even like Starbucks for a while, is the same policy where like they're throwing out food a second it hits their expiration date. If you watched our last show, you know that we talked about expiration dates and how a lot of them are just created based on smell and appearance and things like that, so it's kind of silly to throw all that out. Anyway, let's go ahead. There was a nice little video on YouTube. We're going to show you guys that, and then we're going to show you some pictures of kind of what they do. Go ahead and roll that real quick there for us, Lamb.
Gotta roll that.
So real quick before he starts it there, on the right, that's my granddad in the all Steelers gear decked out. Right next to him and his buddy Larry, those are the two guys that started this whole thing. Larry's his idea. My granddad's doing all the accounting and the behind the scenes work. So let's go ahead and roll that there.
And in spirit.
Well, I opened up the food pantry in 2011. 35 families was the first week, and it's been going up ever since. And now we're roughly doing 135 families a week.
We don't turn anybody away, and we try to treat everybody with compassion, the way we would want to be treated.
Most of the funds we get to run this food pantry are from individuals in our parish. And we have a lot of support with a lot of the businesses in the community.
In there we have the bread and dessert from different companies that donate, try to go through the stuff with us.
A lot of cookies.
Yeah, a lot of good
but
stuff.
we have that with soup
some
or
good
meat.
eating.
And then from there, once they get meats and their non-perishable items, they help them out to their cars since there's a lot of bags.
It's filling cars.
I've met a lot of really nice people who are very grateful and thankful for what we do for them, and
Proud of that
definitely
Duke
a
shirt, though.
community and definitely a family.
The volunteers that I work with, I mean, they're super people. It's almost like a social event, on Wednesdays when we get here with all the volunteers, and then it becomes even more social when we start.
Look at that
handing out
headband.
food. So it's
Sweating.
really fulfilling. It's really
Lot of work.
fulfilling, and I feel good when I go home at night. I can sit home and enjoy my family, knowing that there's families that we've helped.
To me, that's
And grab that,
what
yeah.
it's about. It's practicing my faith. It's getting ready for Jesus'
yeah.
coming at Christmas.
Like I said, like my granddad said, yeah, very fulfilling. I honestly, the only real segment I wanted to make on that, I guess when I was a kid, for sure, you always kind of assume you're. I mean, just me. At least I assumed you're gonna grow up to be that kind of person. I just think you just do, right? As a kid, you hear about people, donating their time and volunteering and helping the homeless and all this stuff, and that's kind of. But it becomes cliche as you get older, and then you get wrapped up in your own stuff, and you don't. You just don't. The way this operates is they run on 5-week schedules. So you come in, you volunteer your time on the Wednesday, and then 5 weeks from now you're due again. So that way you're not every week. My granddad, Larry, some of the people that are there are really dedicated. They're there every week, 2, 3, 4 times a week. They're there helping, organizing. I don't know. It just means a lot to me to actually somebody to go through with it, and he's incredibly humble about it. Even, we were laughing on Facebook as soon as I posted that he had something to do with it. He wanted to give somebody else credit for really starting it. Wasn't me. Very humble human being. Really doesn't even see this as something that he's doing that's above and beyond. Just sees it as something that good people do. So people like that need a shout out in this world.
What you said is absolutely true. Like, you assume you're going to be this person when you grow up, but you actually have to make it happen.
Agreed.
You have to, make a conscious effort to,
pick a day out of your week and give it up,
Yeah.
It's
The idea of starting something like this must be so daunting.
agreed.
Just the idea. You're like, oh, it'd be great to do that.
Yeah.
Now what?
Now what? Now who do I start? How do I get these families?
great idea, big undertaking.
Right, yeah. I mean, financially and everything like that. Linda, what's up? Welcome in. Again, just a very heartfelt story, very real. And for me, like I said, the amount of work that goes into it just to get these families. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Started off with a subscription for the show. Wow, Irish, that's your boy, man.
Said it's sweet, but we got to get back to the PP jokes.
That's right. Yeah, I appreciate that. You know what, Terry? You're right. We're gonna show a couple pictures, then we are gonna get on the PP jokes. So appreciate that subscription. Let me give him a shout out, man. If you guys don't know, if you hit that subscribe button, it gives us just some love for the show. So appreciate that. I'm gonna give a little applause to your boy there. Thank you so much for that. Really, thank you so much, Irish. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's get into it. I just want to show you guys a couple pictures of the behind the scenes there, and then we'll move on with you guys here. Sorry, we got some
technical difficulties.
There we go.
Folks.
All right, so this is the actual place that was built. Lamb, you want to tell us what happened with this picture here?
So I was trying to load this picture, and for whatever reason, it just kept moving, and I was like, what is it? Your grandfather sent us a gift.
My grandfather is so technologically savvy at his age still that he's not even sending pictures, he's sending gifts. This is the new place plus the sign that he managed to put that together for me.
Didn't know you were working with the best, huh?
I did not. I was not ready for that
Sent me the YouTube video already to the exact time slot he wanted me to watch it. Very technologically savvy, very smart guy. So this is the new place that was built just to do this exact job. Wonderful, wonderful. Let's go ahead. I just want to show you guys a little bit behind. This was kind of the construction. They had to build the whole place. Like I said, it started in this small little place with, like I said, just a one fridge. I mean, I can't even imagine now they have walk-in. Imagine trying to keep food for 35 families.
I would imagine they have to have an actual walk-in refrigerator, like a commercial level.
They do. They said, yeah, they have to. And like I said, can you imagine doing it like that? And then what else we have here? We had.
So that's the outside.
That's the actually being built there. Like I said, they've been around at it for 9 years, and it continues to grow. I don't know if I said this on air, but I said it on the Facebook. This Thanksgiving, 250 families is what they're expecting, possibly more. They're going to be taken care of. Thanksgiving is one of those things where people get their expectations up. You can roll. But it is a very expensive holiday, so they want to take care of it. Again, I mean, it's like an actual operation. It's like a stadium, it just looks like there's
just a warehouse full of goods.
Yeah, so very, very cool. I think we got one more there. We'll show you. Two more. This is them outside. This is actually cool. If you guys look deep in the picture there, you can see all the cars lined up. You can't see it in this picture, but there's probably 20 cars there in the couple pictures he sent us. They're all lined up. Everybody's out there. It's not a small operation. It is car after car after car.
This is like a production.
Yeah.
Just think about the idea of 150 cars in a parking lot.
Right, 100%. That's very fair to say. 150 cars in a parking lot. You have to have a stadium. That's what I'm saying. It's really that impressive. It is not a small feat. What they are doing is really that incredible. Last picture for you guys. He wanted me to say this. I wanted to say it. He does by no means wants all the congratulations on himself. He said that it is a full team of people. You can see people in mass and computers organizing, keeping the financials straight. They're calling businesses, asking for donations. They're calling grocery stores. Even through the pandemic, like Aunt Marie just said, still pushing, making sure that it happens. They're not giving up. People aren't even showing up to work, and these people are still giving out food. Just a really cool thing, man. As far as the holiday goes, this will get your spirits up, I think. Crushing it. So anyway, guys, I just want to give a shout out. I want to give 15 minutes to somebody that really deserved it. Holidays are coming up. If you guys were thankful or lucky enough this year to be in safe financially, might be a time that you give back. Maybe volunteer if you're in that area. At some point, I will post on the Instagram just his stuff. Maybe you guys can donate even to that to help them out. But again, if you have 10 minutes, this Christmas or holiday, maybe help out, maybe volunteer, maybe throw some money in.
Yeah.
There you go.
Shout out Pops.
That's Pops. Yeah, Pops, really well done. Really, really cool.
All right. I just kind of thought of this. I think I'm going to donate on behalf of the Two Dumb Idiots to St. John Vianney Food Bank.
Very cool.
After this show, we'll get all the deets, and we'll make a little donation on behalf of the podcast.
I like that. I like that idea. I will do the same thing. I call him Papet my whole life. He's my Papet, but really cool guy. Like I said, he's just a savvy guy. He's got his own website. He does craft stuff. He builds grandfather clocks and tables. I mean, the guy really can do everything.
Quite the Renaissance man.
He is quite the Renaissance man. So big shout out. All right, let's go ahead and move on to what's my boy
Travis.
Travis, my boy, I'm Travis. Like Travis says, pee and poo-poo jokes. We're coming right back at it, Travis. So thank you for reminding us that's where we really live. And
You've got to stay in our lane
I
sometimes.
put us in our box right there, back to pee and poo-poo.
Take us back down a notch.
Really, there goes the viewership.
Really take down a notch. All right. So today, for the fun part of the show, guys, we have a really good segment. We are going to go through. We thought this was funny, and actually, I will introduce this segment by two real stories. First story. This was actually a couple weeks ago, and I will give me a second here. I want to get the deets right, but this is a true story. A few weeks ago, Orange County here in Los Angeles had a couple officers, and these officers are in trouble because, let me find this. I want to get the exact deets right. Sorry, I should have this pulled up. But
yeah. Well, while you're looking, your dad, he said I'm a class act. Class act. He doesn't care what Ick says.
Hey, well,
I said he's not nearly as bad as Tony and you to make him out to be.
He's some drunk guy on the chat. Don't worry about that. So apparently a couple Orange County Sheriff's deputies lied on their reports that they turned in, and they were in court recently, and they had to testify. And they both testified that they did not know lying on official police reports was illegal. Oh! So, yeah, they just got caught.
Who'd have thunk it?
It reminds me of the Dave Chappelle bit, didn't know I couldn't do that. It makes me laugh because one of the most common ththings you ever hear from a cop is like ignorance of the law. Yeah, it's not an excuse. This is really funny that cops are like, look, I didn't know I wasn't allowed to make shit up as I went here. So thought that was great, but it did remind me of like dumb criminals. The very next day, Tony, if you haven't heard the story,
you're gonna love it.
I think it maybe told you, but if you haven't heard it, we'll make you chuckle. Here in Los Angeles, 2016, Trump was elected. Like I said, we don't do the politics on this show. So positive stories, positive vibes, no politics. But it does involve Mr. Trump, so get over it. So Mr. Trump got himself a star in Hollywood a long time ago for all his Apprentice stuff. It has not been a popular icon here in Los Angeles. It has been graffitied pretty much weekly. In 2016, though, a guy decided he was going to take it to a brand new level. Came in with a pickaxe and just proceeded to hack it to death until it was nothing but crumbled concrete.
Well, if you don't like it, you don't like it.
That's also destruction of property, though. So destroyed it, arrested the man. I think he paid his fines, yada, yada. Moved on. 2020, New Year. Trump's, still in the White House. This guy, again, was still upset with the Hollywood star, so didn't want to get caught this time.
Just can't let it go.
Can't let it go. The star was again destroyed, what it looked like to be a pickaxe. So the cops were under suspicion and said maybe, and we've seen this before, they didn't think it was the same guy, but they said this is odd, the same, so they look at the video camera. The guy that's doing it is in a Hulk costume. So he dressed full up. And if you've never been to Hollywood, I guess, what is that, Boulevard? Is that what it is?
Yeah, Hollywood Boulevard.
It's a shit show anyway, right? Like there's like 100 people dressed in
Elmos and superhero costumes everywhere.
Power Rangers or whatever. It's usually I think there's what else is there over there? Transformers.
Like the weirdest place on earth.
Yeah, it's the weirdest place on earth. People are dressed up as weird stuff anyway, but it's the same guy. The cops find out it's the same guy. Wanted to destroy the star again. Was worried that the cops would catch him. Went full on, changed in the outfit. Couldn't wait till he got in the car. He turned the corner in front of his security camera, took off the outfit.
It's a little hot.
Busted his ass again.
Just couldn't let it go.
Couldn't let it go. Took his ass back to jail. So that got us thinking. It made us laugh. We said, all right, if that guy's that dumb, there's got to be stupider. So today's entire show is just based on that. We have put a bracket together of the 16 dumbest criminals we could find online. with some good searching, and we are going to bracket them for you. So we have them all. We will cut to it at some point, but we have them all bracketed out for you guys, and we are going to figure out who's the dumbest criminal we could find in history. You guys ready for this?
Oh yeah, I'm so ready.
And chat, if you guys at some point find a favorite, if someone in there is like, this is the guy that's got to win, please throw it in there. So we're going to get started here. Let's jump right into it. Can we jump off with number 1 right there?
Oh yeah.
Please. Okay, so Tony, this is your boy, dude. This is your man. My man here. Not that guy. Oh.
That's all right.
Was that him? I don't even remember. Okay, so, old lamb here. So this guy, there's a guy. I should have his name, but we clicked out of the link. That's okay. That's not going to find it.
No.
Damn it. Hold on, I got you. Hold on, chat. Sorry, this is a live show. You're going to have to give us a second
Well, we'll
sometime.
go with the second guy.
Well, we can go with the second guy. Yeah, while you find that?
Yeah.
Here, I got the... he was in Ohio, this guy. So, arson, vandalism. Okay, so a guy suspected of arson and vandalism in Ohio. The cops had pictures of him, so they posted the picture of this guy online and said, this is... Yeah, there's our boy.
There you go.
Yeah, can we cut to can we scroll down just the other picture they have? Yeah, there he is. All right, so the cops post a picture of your boy. There he is. So the cops post this picture online and say that we're looking for this suspect. He is considered, we think he vandalized, we think he arson, we think he blew some up. This guy, not as concerned with being caught, wrote in, sent an email to the police officer, said that they made him look like James Brown on the run. They said he made him look terrible and fat and gross, and he was really upset about it. And they said if they're at least going to post his mugshot.
That was his big problem?
Yeah,
The
that
suspect
was number
picture?
1.
Number 1, if they were going to at least do that, could they post a better picture instead? So he sent him this picture.
We'll do it again.
Well, he said he'd been working out. He'd been, really
Yeah.
like making better choices with his life. So his actual new photo he wanted right there for the folks.
There he is on the left. So he sent in this smooth, selfie of him in a car with some sunglasses and asked the cops.
Got the sweater on. He's got the polo, collar coming out.
Yeah, it also says drunk driving here, but my original source says something different,
Yeah.
but Washington Post will trust. So he sent in this picture, Tony. He sent in this nice picture of his face there on the left. Said, if you guys could just maybe use this picture instead.
Can we just update this?
Not so concerned.
I will say they do almost look like 2 different people.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
So, if anything, I'm like letting them roll with that photo because you're like
doing a disservice right
I
now.
know, now they're gonna catch you so much
They're
faster.
gonna catch you so much faster. Yeah, he said, I wish, you know what, I'm sure I do have it. His exact quotes were great. He said that, again, he said he looked like...
James Brown on the run.
I said, yeah, looked like James Brown on the run. He said also something about a cracked out something. So, wasn't impressed with the picture they
Cracked
chose.
out Carlton, maybe?
He does look like Carlton. Oh, my God. That's exactly what he looks like. All right, so that's number 1.
Slightly heftier version of Carl.
Slightly heftier
That's
version.
right, yeah, cracked out version.
I love the idea that you're actually under arrest, you're wanted, and your only issue is that they're sharing some hideous picture of you online.
I know I did it, but
I know I did
make
it,
me
but-
look good at least.
All right, so number 2. What's number 2?
All right, so number 2 I found. Make sure this is. There
Now,
it
you have
is.
to admit that second picture is pretty slick, huh?
I mean, I've been working out.
Yeah,
Let everybody
look
know.
fresh, look
Yeah.
fly.
Yeah,
Let everybody
Let
know.
them know.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
All right, so there's a.
Are these 2 going against each other?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so these 2 are going against each other. We've got to pick the winner of these 2.
So this thief got investigated and found. Oh, there it is. Because he stole $500 from like a street artist.
Mm-hmm.
So his ploy was he was going to sit down with the street artist,
Mm-hmm.
and while they were distracted, they had their cash out or whatever. He was going to grab the cash and run.
Mm-hmm.
But he decided to actually wait till the picture was completed, basically, and then took off with the money, but left the picture. So the police, obviously needed a sketch to go on, so they decided to go with this sketch right here.
There's your boy. There's your boy, dude.
That's who the cops were looking for
That's your
right
boy,
there.
bro. We got him on the run. We got him on the run. There he is, dude. Okay, there's so much I like about this. It's so obviously a real person, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's the grainy, shitty mustache that we see very often.
Got the logo of the hat on the back.
Hat's definitely right. It is. He doesn't even look happy to be doing.
He was just sitting there waiting for his
Right.
moment to steal the money based on that fake.
Could you pick a dumber place to steal money besides like the actual police station? All right, I want you to draw my face, and then I'm going to steal your wallet.
And you're really good at it.
That's
Like
your
you make a
point.
living drawing faces.
Yeah, I make a living. Could you draw us a sketch? I already did. So yeah.
There you go, officers.
So that's number 2. Do we want to have a winner now, or do you want to move on?
Oh, I think we got to decide a winner now.
Okay, so Tone,
we
do you
know
want to
who?
go with James Brown look-alike, or do you want to go with my man with the caricature here?
I gotta go with the man with the character.
Oh, damn. I was going James Brown all the way. I love my man here, but Lamb, you're deciding.
I got to
factor.
go caricature only because
Damn.
only because it's just like so ridiculous. The
It's-
other guy at least wants to look better.
It's absurd.
It's
What
absurd.
am I supposed to do with this?
Can you imagine you're the cops, you roll up on the scene, you're like, all
I'm
right.
looking for this guy.
I would love if like that guy was like literally like a hot dog stand like 100 yards away.
Yeah.
Turn around like his dumbass red hat, you know. All right. Move on to the next one
All
here.
right. Oh, boom.
I'll tell you what. I actually, in doing research for this, realized that there's like an entire like multi-group of television shows dedicated to just this because it's such a frequent conversation.
I know. We had to pare it down.
Oh,
we
no,
might have to
dude,
do a
There
second one.
was literally 100 of these, dude. 100. And I'm serious. I just kept scrolling through crap. All right. Anyway, go ahead. What's number 2 here? Oh yeah, this is my boy. All right. So this one's actually a pretty famous story. Your boy here, Tone, he decided to write a murder novel. So he wrote himself a nice little murder novel and released it. It actually was a very big hit. People were very impressed. People loved it. His name is author Christian Bala. But problem was, this was 2003, and the book was called Amok, A-M-O-K, Amok. But the problem was, cops read the book. Cops said that
Seems familiar.
the murder seemed a little too familiar. So they looked it up, and all of the details were exactly the same as a murder they'd been looking into. This dumbass wrote a murder book about a murder that he actually did. So they just arrested his ass right on the spot. The book was doing pretty well, though.
Was the book called like How to Commit a Murder?
Sometimes you're really proud of yourself.
I know. Quite the wordsmith, apparently. My favorite part's that like he wrote it, submitted it to a publishing company. They read it, and nobody did any sort of like fact checking. Like maybe we should. This does sound vaguely familiar. Like a story was in the news at some point.
I agree with you 100%. I would love to know if like his editor or something like ran it by and like anything. But I guess if you're a writer, this is what you do, man. You don't assume people are moron. Yeah, so wrote himself a nice murder novel, 2003. A year later, after the book gathered some cred, people started looking into it and said this is really similar to the one we can't figure out. And in his ass, went to jail, Tone. So, all right, number 2.
Didn't even change any of the deets.
Apparently, all the details were exactly the same as how it actually went down.
Sounds like he was just like really proud of himself and
I
wanted
think
to like
arrogance
yeah.
too, right?
Based
like
on a
just-
true story.
Yeah.
For real, dude. You honestly, you might as well just put based on a true story in the front of the book. You
By the
know?
way, I did this.
Maybe they did after.
I
like the-
can't tell you guys how, but
But-
most of these are true facts.
Hope you like facts.
I'm not allowed to give away my source.
It's like weirdly in the nonfiction section.
Right? Yeah. Weird.
like, whoa, what's going on here?
Just move sections for the book when you're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So this is Lamb's story.
So
here.
this one, 3 guys. I'm gonna let you guess where this took place after I tell you the story.
Love it.
3 gentlemen broke into a house.
Amy said, "Just oh my god. Both people just said it's like OJ's book. If I did it,
Yeah.
I didn't know he had a book like that. What? I didn't know he had a book.
If
called
I did it, this is what I do.
What an idiot. All right. Anyway,
So 3 guys broke into a house and, pilfering things, found 3 giant containers of cocaine.
score.
Super score.
Jackpot.
Pumped. Take it back to their, lair, if you will, and proceed to snort a ton of it.
Nice.
Come
Party.
to find out, they were urns.
Bow. So your boy did not steal any.
Snorting some dead people.
Now, my question is, did they get caught for this?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Police
good.
definitely caught them.
Okay, good. I would imagine the urns have got to look incredibly like urns. Like, I can't imagine.
Are you saying yearns or
urns?
urns?
Urns, excuse me. Sorry, I was looking at it and saying it out loud. Urns, excuse me. I would imagine they look like it, right? Like, there's not
I
like...
doubt they're in just like mason jars.
Right, that's what I'm saying, right?
Unless they were pets,
and
maybe.
it's
But they
not
did say it
white
was people.
normally.
No.
I didn't think it was white either.
Yeah.
Why are you
It's like
snorting it?
gray and like, not great.
Look, if it's ground up and powdered, I'll snort it. I think that's these guys' rule.
Where do you think this took place?
Florida.
100%.
Always Florida, dude.
They're not keeping
Sarasota,
like,
baby.
massive pounds of cocaine in their house. Just, like,
What are they
in
like?
barrels.
Oh, we got it.
Yeah, I know.
If honestly, if I broke into a house and there was actual cocaine in it, I'm not stealing a thing.
Well, that's like the old adage. Like if you see a car on the street and it's like unlocked and there's drugs in it, it's unlocked for a reason, right?
Yeah,
Like
don't be stealing that car.
Yeah.
It's not gonna do you any
if
good.
you find brown colored cocaine, you probably didn't find cocaine.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I didn't get. All right, so who's the winner here? Murder novel, cocaine urn. I'm going murder novel.
Murder
dude.
novel.
I think it's clever.
Yeah.
Murder novel.
I think it's
Yeah.
insane. I think
The idea of just taking the book off the shelf and putting it in the nonfiction section just makes me chuckle to no
yeah,
end.
I love it. I love it.
Aight.
All right, moving on. All right,
All right.
back-to-back weed stories. So this is actually a fun one. A couple guys are hanging around, and rumor has it they were smoking some pot, and
Terrible.
And they were messing around with a real set of handcuffs. Apparently, the one guy basically kind of dared him that he could probably get out of them, so he handcuffed him behind his back. Couldn't get out of them. Shocking. And so then him and his friend were kind of stuck. They were stoned. This guy was in handcuffs, couldn't move. And they tried everything they could. They said they had like a knife. They tried to cut it. They didn't have anything else so that they could actually open it. I don't know why there wasn't a key somewhere. They didn't have bolt cutters.
Turned into quite the evening for these
Right,
guys.
so now
Like
this
a
guy,
hacksaw. There's enough things.
There's gotta
like,
be something.
I feel like
I would imagine, though, I'm just being honest, I would imagine they tried whatever, at least in the house, they tried whatever they could, right?
Love to have seen all this.
Yeah. I mean,
it's just a series of like, oh, this plastic fork didn't work.
Yeah.
Oh man, let's try this.
Bumbling around the apartment for a
Try
couple
this butter
hours.
knife. Let's
Yeah.
try. Oh, no, that doesn't work. How about a screwdriver? Oh, that
I
doesn't
just
work.
imagine this guy behind him, and the guy's like bashing it with stuff and pulling him around the house.
I don't know why. I didn't even imagine that it was behind him.
Yeah, I don't know. The
In my
picture showed
head-
him behind him, but
In my head, it's like in front of him.
maybe like the pull your tooth out of your mouth, like when you're a kid. Maybe like decided it's like a door handle. And
Yeah.
you gotta pull it, you know. So again, so this guy gets caught, has the handcuffs around his back. They think the only way they could really get him undone is they show up at the police station because they would probably have keys. So they show up to the police station with handcuffs. The cop asks for the gentleman's name. He gives him his real name. Turns out he has multiple warrants for his arrest.
Since you're here,
And you're already handcuffed.
why don't you just have a seat right there?
We'll get to you in a minute.
Also,
Actually, go with Jeff into the back. He's got a key in the back.
Great on spot for you already.
yeah.
I'm just imagining, like, go with Jeff. He'll sort you right
Yeah.
out. Takes you right into a cell.
Search
and
the
just
guy.
close.
Well, sort
Yeah, search the guy. Apparently, the guy already had, he's brought a bag of weed with him, and he had a bunch of drug paraphernalia in his pocket.
Damn, dude.
Talk about, like, turning yourself in on accident, dude.
I wanted to
Go
be.
have a seat in the corner.
I want to
about
be in the
everything.
court when they bring these like charges.
So, the officer, just real quick, how were you able to apprehend the suspect? You're not going to believe this, but he walked in handcuffed and asked if we could take him off.
They gave us his name and had a
The
bunch
best
of.
part of the article was like they said they gave him his real name. It's like, yeah, like, look, man, you're there on your own volition. You don't have to give him your name. You can just ask him to help you out. So,
He's just a trustworthy fella, so he didn't want to lie.
I bet the cops in that donut room were having a field day, bro. Jim, you gotta come over here and see this.
They're
dude,
just
bro.
calling each
Yeah.
other over. Come here, Terry, Terry, come here.
Tell him why you're here. Tell him why you're here. Tell him why you're here. All right, so we got that guy against a very famous story. This is actually story has been around for a while, but it is a very true story. One of my favorites. It's the reason I thought of it. Let me find it real quick for you guys. Okay, so this happened in Idaho. So two gentlemen were driving. I believe they were driving from Mexico back to Seattle. Two gentlemen, and they
decided to stop in Idaho.
I don't know. Maybe somewhere.
Well, it could be like other,
Yeah.
like if you're coming up through Texas, maybe you have to go through.
somewhere like that. So they're in Idaho, and they have, I think they said 20 or 50 pounds of marijuana in the car. They had picked up a bunch of it, and they were driving it back to sell it. Along the way, they
Just doing their business.
just hanging out,
not
not bothering anybody,
Yeah, not
just,
breaking any rules.
just a little bit of herbage in their car. So they decide that they're driving through Idaho, and they decide they're going to smoke some of it. So as they're cruising through Idaho, they start smoking the pot as they're driving, as you do.
As one will do.
They started to, one of the side effects of pot is paranoia. So they started to get really, really paranoid. Through about 8 hours of driving, they spotted a bunch of cars that had been near them And the paranoia led them to believe that they were 100% sure that the undercover cops had found them and that these cars around them were undercover cops. So they said they just kept following them. They said they pulled over. They tried to lose them. Every time they turned around, there was another car that they were 100% sure was an undercover cop. They started freaking out. They were 100% sure they were going to get busted. Finally, they just give up. They call the cops and say, excuse me, we just like to end it. Like, it's just over and we'd like to end it. We know we got caught. We're done with it. The dispatcher replied, you got caught doing what, right? Because they have no idea what they're talking about. The guy said, we got kind of spooked here. We were so close. We were trying to bring some stuff across, your border, Idaho border. A bunch of your cops have been driving around in a bunch of civilian cars, not one to pick us up. We know it's over. We know you guys caught us. It's getting cold out here. We just like to be warm. We're done with the whole thing. If you guys could just pick us up.
No doubt. Be right there.
Apparently,
Tell us where you're at.
the dispatcher multiple times had to ask them why they were calling, what they had done that was illegal. Cops pulled up on the scene, arrested them both, and informed them both that they had no idea who they were. Nobody had been following them, and they quite literally just called the cops and turned themselves in. So,
Some strong weed.
don't get high on your own supply. Like,
I know. That's moral of the story right there.
I just think it's odd because if you're gonna sell weed, I would assume you smoke weed. It would be odd to me that your first time, with the paranoia.
But I wonder if it was laced with something.
Maybe.
That seems a little excessive.
Yeah, all of a sudden they just freak out. So we got the weed handcuffs guy walked in, the cops be like, yo, what's up? And then we got a couple knuckleheads driving around and called the cops themselves and says, yo, we know we're busted. You got us.
So we got to establish, are we trying to find the dumber criminal or the more ridiculous story?
If it's dumber, it's the weed handcuffs.
Yeah.
For sure. I have multiple problems with the story.
I mean, I would say just your favorite, so I don't really care either way, but I was going to go weed handcuffs anyway. Yeah,
definitely weed
I'm not
handcuffs.
sure where to start.
Yeah, dude, of all places, why don't you go to like a Lowe's or something, dude? Like, ask them for something. Why don't you go to the cops?
Go to the paramedics.
Yeah.
Would have loved to see the video. You guys around the apartment trying to pry these things open.
For sure. All right, next story.
Got my can opener.
Just like holding them over the stove. I'll melt it.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, all over the stove's not a bad idea. Okay, so in the next one here, God, I'm trying to remember the details for all these knucklehead stories. Okay, so this guy, an older man, I believe, man, I want to say Michigan for no reason whatsoever. I guess it doesn't matter.
It's Florida again.
Yeah, weird. Just keep saying Florida.
It's probably all. Oh, here we go. David Zerlo, actually Canadian, more Canada stories.
Interesting.
So my man was pulled over for drunk driving.
Off to a good start.
They said he'd been swerving all in the middle of the lanes when the cops caught him, so he was definitely drunk. They said the cop had something else to do, so it was kind of a longer cruise back to the station. But they said on the way back, the cop turned around. Your boy had taken off his underwear and was eating it. The cop had the cage up, so couldn't really do anything about it. The guy proceeded to eat his entire underwear in an effort to he thought if he ate it, it would soak up the alcohol. So by the time he got to the station, lower blood alcohol.
Smart man.
Now
I'm just going back to driving. I'm pretending like I didn't see it.
Just kick him out on the side of the
Ain't
road.
enough to deal with all that.
apparently,
That has to be some extra paperwork.
apparently when he got to the station, he blew a .08, and apparently that's dead on the limit, so they couldn't charge the guy with a crime. Your boy.
I would have to imagine then something happened because there's no way you're at the legal limit and that's your thought.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I feel like this guy knew he had drank a bunch. I'm not advocating for eating your underwear, but it seems like it almost pretty much got out of him. Now, apparently the guy still had like a bunch of other stuff, like apparently like his tags and all this other stuff. So he did like get in trouble for some things, but apparently he blew right there at the limit. So he was all right. What do you think about that, Tone?
You can't argue with the
You turn
the
around,
result.
you turn around and see the guy eating underwear in the back of your car. You got to just let it go.
I got to be like, what are you doing? What's going on?
Just drive and act like I didn't see it. Deal with it when we get to the station.
How did he get to underwear? So he took his pants off too? And shoes and
What's going on back there?
I am
like his
not-
belt?
I
Like,
am
shouldn't he
not-
be like handcuffed or something?
Somebody should be watching this guy. All right, so we got the drunk.
I would imagine there's a dash cam of that too.
There's gotta
be.
Got to be a dash cam of this guy eating underwear. And apparently, it's a pretty famous story. Apparently, it went around like all the police force for a very long time. I don't know if eating underwear has anything to do with pass. Oh, but they're all banging you for CrossFit right now. Gotcha. Love it.
That was the giveaway. I said a free online training membership. Passing.
Somebody CrossFit you. Love it. All right. So the next one, this one is actually a lot of criminals all involved in the same thing. This is a story of, in England, a detective had a massive collection of criminals that he needed to apprehend, and he was struggling. He said he had kind of exhausted a lot of avenues. He had been looking for them. He was spending a lot of time on these group of like 15 people that he was after. So he got together with a marketing company, got these people. I think he already had like their phone numbers and stuff. So he got these people's emails or phone numbers. I forget which one the actual story was. I think it was emails, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Got with a marketing company and sent all 12 of these people, I think it was 12, all 12 of them an email from a marketing company said that through random giveaway, they had won a free case of beer. And all they had to do was call this number, and delivery would be set up at a location. They could go and pick it up. They were able to get 8 of the 12 people to call in, say that they wanted that case of beer. All 8 were apprehended within a week. So all of them got caught for a free case of beer. That's my biggest issue with the whole story. It's
That's not enough.
It's like $20, man, like max.
Maybe it was import.
Yeah, maybe it was like a nice Heineken.
Yeah, I know. You don't know. It's a case of Corona.
Schlitz.
No. Schlitz? Can you imagine calling a bunch of people?
Sounds German.
Can you imagine,
Sounds fancy.
You call a bunch of people in England and be like, yo, you're trying to get these criminals in. We got a 12-pack of Schlitz. You're like, yo, hang that phone.
I'll be right there.
Yeah.
On my way.
People just hang up the phone on you.
Starting the car as we speak.
No way, dude. What's the phrase, Tony? If you're out of Schlitz, dude.
You're out of beer.
That's not true. All right, so drunk underwear, eating this guy. You got the order. The cops are getting everybody with free beer.
I gotta go free beer only because it got 8 different people.
Yeah, I'm going drunk underwear because I like anybody eating. I like somebody.
You like eating underwear?
I like the idea. I like the fact that he was so determined to not get a DUI that he thought, man, if I could
He
just
got through a pair of underwear.
if I could just suck this juice up,
Eat this.
if I could just chew through this crotch, I'll be, yeah. So Tony, you're the deciding factor.
Love the drunk underwear story better, but the free beer,
It's just whole level different and stupid. All right, good stuff. It's free beer. Moving on. All right, we got. This is actually very similar, Tony. Lamb thinks this is entrapment, so I'm excited to hear your idea on this. A lady, again, I think I have her name because I don't even know if it matters, but I think that stuff is important to stories.
Florida.
I don't think it was Florida.
They're not all Florida.
I think it was Louisiana. I think it was Florida adjacent.
Oh, sorry. You know what? Maybe I don't have it. Okay. A lady in
America.
I think it was. Wait, oh no, here it is. Her name was Chastity Eugenia Hobson.
Classic.
That's right. She was in Texas, so everybody's kind of close. The officers at the Granite Shoals Police Department were trying to catch the county's dumbest drug users, so they posted to a fake Facebook and said that there had been a lot of tainted meth circulating Texas, and the taintedness was with Ebola. So all this Ebola contained really strong meth. I'm sorry, reverse that. All the meth contained really strong Ebola.
Supposedly weak Ebola.
Chastity Eugenia Hobson, born to be a stripper with that name. Sorry, Chastity. Saw the post and was afraid that her meth could be, I guess, more dangerous.
Yeah, extra dangerous.
Extra dangerous. Showed up at the police office town and I just wanted to ask him, like, hey, is there any way you guys could test this meth out for me before I
Do a little sampling of this.
Could somebody here blast this off before I blast off?
Yeah. Now, my big issue with this is because, and we talked about this a little off air, there are, like, if you go to some of these festivals and stuff like that, they will, like, without arresting you, test some of the drugs.
Right, like clean needle stuff. Like,
Yeah,
it is kind of close to one of those operations.
So, like, I don't want to promote doing meth, but the idea that you're just, like,
you're not pro meth.
no, but, like, the fact that it
Or
just
are you
feels like
pro-meth?
you're kind of picking on, like,
Yeah, one drug.
yeah, like, these
Wait,
people.
are
like,
you pro meth though? Sonny, are you pro meth?
No.
I'm on the fence.
I like I said, I agree with you. I think it's borderline entrapment. But I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna show up with Ebola meth, I feel like they would have caught you one way or the other.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't think this was I felt like this
Kind of weeding out the dumb enemy. The dumb.
It felt kind of like you're picking on her at this point.
It wasn't her specifically, but yeah.
Oh,
her
it
group of
sounded
friends.
like, yeah.
Like, you think you're like kicking a man while he's down?
Yeah, like not only are we picking on like meth users, we're picking on the dumbest meth users we can find.
Very
like,
true. Very true.
It's like, come on.
Now your story is similar-ish.
Similar-ish.
Okay.
So, a guy got pulled over by the cops and was had some warrants. So he took off running. So and left the car, and in the car he left his drugs, some methamphetamines, along with his winning $100 lotto ticket
Whoa, big
on the
baller.
seat.
Big baller.
So the police decided to post that if he wanted to come and collect his $100 winning lottery ticket, they posted on their, I believe it was their Twitter, that they had his ticket and he was welcome to come in.
Welcome to come on in and scoop it up.
They did eventually find him. He didn't come in of his own volition, the police were quoted as saying, after he serves his time or whatever the judge ruling is, he is welcome to collect his $100 winning lotto ticket, but does not get to keep the methamphetamine.
Sorry about that, brother. Yeah, I like the idea of hanging it over somebody's head. I think the lotto ticket is such a thrill for most people. I think it actually would bring a lot of people in.
You know,
claim
he's
it.
pumped to just spend that $100 on meth immediately.
Yeah, of all the things he left in the car, those are the two things that I think
I know,
he's really concerned about. Tony, you got the meth lady bringing it into the cops. Or you got the cops hanging out the lotto ticket on the Twitter there. Any one of those you really a fan of?
Probably the meth lady. It's
Oh, yeah, I got to go meth lady, too.
Yeah, I gotta go meth lady too. She's just. Hey,
She's dumber.
Can you just test this out when you get a second?
I'm about to blow this later on, but before I do,
Yeah. All right. Quick one here for the next bracket here. This one I just thought was funny. A guy rolled into a local gun store. It was in some kind of not thrift store, some kind of strip mall. Rolled in a very small gun store. He had a bat, a wooden baseball bat. And he was trying to rob the place. He wanted to leave with a bunch of firearms. He wanted to actually, not even wasn't there for cash. He wanted to actually take a bunch of firearms. So when he entered the premises, he wanted to scare the clerk or the cashier. So he smashed the first display case he saw with a bat and let him know that he was there to rob the place. It is a gun store. The cashier immediately reached over, had a revolver in his hand, and pointed at the guy and
you're an idiot.
told him to get on the ground. Waited there till the cops showed up, and he just handed him over to police and said this guy walked in here and tried to,
Damn, they have guns here.
of all places to rob without a gun, the gun store is not the one. The guy he is up against is one of my favorites on the entire list. This guy is deaf. This is a true story. I believe this one was actually in England. This guy is deaf, but he wanted to rob a bank. He went into a pretty prominent bank, it sounds like from the story. It doesn't sound like a small little dumpy bank. Went in, had a mask on. Actually, he didn't have a mask on at first. He went in. Apparently, he was acting very strange. Apparently, he was holding a gun behind his back, and he was kind of wandering back and forth, like getting working the courage up to actually rob the bank.
You gotta build yourself up.
Yeah, you got to build yourself up. I am a bank robber.
You can do this.
Yeah, you're not a wuss. Dad said I'd never do anything great.
Get your ass in there. You rob the bank.
Yeah, that's right. So he's standing there waiting. Lady walked up to him that works at the bank, asked him if he needed any help, if he needed a bag or anything like that. I don't know.
Something on your mind, son?
Yeah, he didn't
Got any
understand.
bags with the dollar signs on it?
That's right. He didn't understand what she said. He thought she had asked something else. He responded with, "You're damn right, it's a real gun." One of my absolute favorite lines from the entire story. So she walks up and says, "Hang on, help me." "You're damn right, it's a real gun." Just love that. Just out of thin blue air. I hope she was asking something nicer than that. Like, "Hey, you look really nice today. You want to get blasted, lady?" You know.
Would you like a lollipop?
Yeah. So then the deaf guy proceeds to try and rob the bank. Doesn't realize that they have tripped the alarm. Apparently the alarm was really loud, trying to scare people out. It was ringing the entire time. He had no idea. Continued to try and rob the bank. And then was apprehended, as you can imagine. One of my absolute favorite stories.
Couple holes in the plot, huh?
I know.
Yeah, I mean,
The sad thing is, though, I think the gun store guy is dumber.
I think the gun store guy is way dumber.
Yeah, the deaf guy just was like, some
bad
bad circumstances.
I just love him. Like, I love her saying, like, "Hey, do you need any help?" He's like, "You're damn right, it's a real gun." And she's like, "What?" It's like a line.
Yeah, it was a tragedy.
Yeah, was it tragedy? Can you repeat the question? Like, I just love the fact that he was so, like I said, he's like sitting there or amping himself up. He's amping himself up. He's like, I'm about to rob this. I'm about to rob this. She's like, can I help you? I will blast your ass. She's like, what? You know, I just love the idea of that. So that's your boy. All right, so gun
This is
store,
a tough one.
guy robbing the bat. All right, let's help the chat out. Chat, what do you guys got on? Is the deaf guy or the guy robbing the store with the bat? We need at least a couple of votes here. What do you off the bat, Tony? Who's your favorite in that group?
The gun store guy, you're an idiot.
The dumbest thing.
Yeah, I mean the gun store guy really is on like a whole different level of stupid.
Maybe you go in there with a gun.
Maybe. I mean,
Like a big gun.
Yeah.
even a fake gun at that point would probably help you.
Yeah, I know.
Let me see here. This was
All right, we got one for each. We got deaf guys, hilarious, and Robin with a bat.
apparently the guy that was deaf afterwards sued the bank for saying they exploited his disability. That's also a true part of the story.
Oh, well, you know, maybe he's got to get his money somehow.
You weren't there to make a deposit.
But they exploited his disability. He's there to rob it. He has every right to rob it, Tony.
Deaf guy's hilarious. Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he has every right to rob it the same as a person who has their hearing.
Yeah, all right. We got everybody's saying the gun store guy with a bat. So you rolling with a bat to a gun store, you deserve to get caught. Apparently. All right. What else we got here?
All right.
$1 Million Walmart. This is probably my other favorite one on the list here. Okay, so the guy named Michael Fuller. He I don't even know where to start the story. He rolled into a Walmart and he had manufactured what he thought looked like a very believable $1 million bill. As we all know, there's plenty of those floating around there. So he had manufactured himself a night.
Tony's face is already. That's it. That's the whole story. That's it.
I haven't seen one of those in a while.
It's Walmart, so you never know. They don't get a lot of big bills.
So your boy rolls into Walmart with $1 million bill.
What do you mean by a Walmart?
They got everything at Walmart.
I'll take the electronics section, please. All of it.
Just wrap it up, put it
So
in
he
my
rolls.
car.
Well, boy Michael Fuller rolls in with a fake $1 million bill. Doesn't realize that $1 million bills are not a real thing. He tried to buy a vacuum cleaner, a microwave, and a couple other small items.
And then give me my change.
That's right. That was his plan. Came to $476. So your boy was hoping for $999,524 bucks
I
back.
don't have that in my drawers.
I'm gonna have to get a manager to open the safe.
Maybe we have another $1 million bill we can give you right back.
Yeah, just take the microwave, sir.
Here's a $500,000 note right back at you. That's the smallest we could do for you.
Yeah, are you okay with $100,000 bills?
I
would have loved it if they just like drew on paper and handed it back to him.
What am I supposed to do with this?
He said, I don't have this in the drawer, dude. Like, I don't know what you want to do. I love that he tried to buy, like, a couple, like, innocuous items,
Yeah,
you know?
like people would normally buy these things. So
I'll buy a microwave, a vacuum cleaner, and he said some small nicks and grannies. Cashier realized that this was the dumbest thing she'd ever seen. And
I don't know what I'd do if I was a cashier.
immediately called the police to arrest this guy. Tony's annoyance is everything for me because it's literally exactly how I feel. It's my absolute favorite part of the story. It's just that he tried to buy a couple. Like, look, man, like you got $1 million bill. Like, I guess the bank's not the best place to go, but Walmart's. I guess he thought like the biggest place would have like the most change for me. You know.
Where if you had to guess where the stupidest cashier works.
Walmart's not a bad place to start, right? However, you can't put them in a position where they can't. Like, you literally put them in a position where you can't succeed. You gave her $1 million bill. There's no way she has $900,000 in her drawer, right? So like,
If you rolled up with $1,000 bill,
Pop this drawer open and give you your change.
yeah, $1,000
Be on your
bill,
way.
300,000, 400,000.
just stacks and stacks and
Yeah,
stacks
like he
of
rolls out
money.
there, yeah, like with a wheelbarrow full of cash. Like he bought a microwave, yeah. So that
Makes sense.
That guy's going straight up against Mr. Sham Wedding. This is a really quick story, but this is again another British story. A guy they got caught doing an illegal like kind of green card wedding. The way they got caught is apparently they were at the altar, and the guy could not remember her name. Couldn't quite figure out who he was marrying. Multiple times they asked him, couldn't figure out, couldn't remember. It alerted some people in the crowd that this might not be a real marriage. Your boy was soon arrested afterwards. Apparently he had done it many, many times, sham wedding. So that was his deal. I'm going to say as far as a sham wedding, you're going to at least memorize that big name before you walk up on the stage.
Yeah, kind of an important detail.
Yeah, big a detail. So seems like
This
it's
is a slam dunk for $1 million Jack.
No brainer, $1 million Jack, $1 million note there. Guy walking in there.
So many problems.
Oh no!
Oh no!
What the hell?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, sorry guys, we hit a button. No video. Here we go. We're back. Sorry. You are awesome, Paul. Thank you so much.
There it is.
There it is. Thank you, Paul. Mamba, thank you for letting us know. All right. Final
as long
one.
as you can hear us.
Yeah.
That's the important part.
That's way better anyway for you guys.
Yeah.
Final.
That was for you, folks.
For a little respite there from our faces. Final one. Lamb, break us off there.
All right. So, first one, gentleman proceeds to rob a Lowe's and, is alert that they are alerted to that, runs out of the store, decides in his effort to elude the officers that he was just going to jump over a fence and run away, and proceeds to jump into a nudist resort.
Oops.
So they said the police went to the nudist resort, went in. The gentleman was rather easy to find.
The only one
Decided
that was
not to try and blend in.
If you could at least, sucked it up for 1 second and just left your clothes there, you'd have been pretty hard to find, man. I feel like
But I think as soon as a clothed person jumps over the fence in a nudist resort, everyone there is paying attention.
Officer, I'm with these people. Don't you worry
Yeah,
about
no,
it.
I'm with you guys. I'm cool. All right.
Hey,
Yeah.
don't worry.
Don't mind the pliers in my pocket.
Or the overalls, or the jacket.
Why didn't you just keep running?
Yeah, I know.
This isn't gonna work. I can't stay here.
This isn't this
Well,
one.
I think the cops were there, and they just went around to the resort.
No, I love it.
And we're like, oh, which one do you think it is?
Excuse me, sir. You're under arrest. He's going directly up against my boys. Two guys were attempting to, I believe, I don't remember if it was a liquor store or something, and they didn't have masks, and they didn't want to be caught, so they just decided they were going to permanent marker their face. Do we have that? Yeah, there they are.
Oh, gotcha. Oh.
There's your boys.
There's your boys, Tone.
Get in the
Put
back
a lot
the
of effort.
truck, dude. You're going to jail because you're an idiot.
These are your boys. They're almost hard to recognize with that
I
mask.
have no idea who you are.
Well, the one guy went with like a Batman look. I
I
like
do
that
like
he put
that.
a little style in. He's got like
Yeah.
cat ears over
He
the
does
top.
He's kind of like Batman. Like he knows that once you cover your eyes, you really can't distinguish who
Because
he is.
Batman, nobody knows who he is.
Superman's same thing. Well, you don't know who Superman is because he has the glasses on. You don't know who he is.
They probably should have put a pair of glasses on.
The guy on the right looks so annoyed. I have that really strong feeling. Oh, here's what I understand. Here's my really strong feeling.
Who was the leader?
The guy on the left, 100%, because he's the one that went with the ears. He couldn't wait to do it. He was talking it up. The guy on the right was like, "So what do I do?" He's like, "Just cover your whole face." So he just went with like the most bland thing he could do.
love that
And
he covered
he's-
one eye.
He's so mad about it, right? He's like, "This is the dumbest shit." So then they cover their faces. They rob whatever store they rob. A couple miles down the road, they get pulled over, and because it's permanent marker, they can't take it off their face.
Little known fact: hand sanitizer.
Oh, there you go. So they didn't know that.
If it's Sharpie.
Yeah, pulled over, couldn't get the marker off their face fast enough, tried to rub it off, couldn't get it off. Cops pulled him over, immediately knew something was off, and
Where are you guys off to? Fighting crime?
it's paint by number concert.
What's going on here?
Yeah, what's going on?
Costume contest? What are you doing?
So your boys got pulled over, and there they are with their mugshots. I'm sure the police had no problem taking the mugshots. They were probably like,
Excuse me, gentlemen.
can we get this off our face first?
Nah.
Absolutely
That's
not.
part of the story,
That's
guys. It's
part-
evidence.
Yeah, so I'm going easy black marker, guys.
Yeah,
those are
easy.
my favorite.
Easy dub.
All right, so let's wrap this up here nicely. Move on to the next segment for you guys. I love this here. All right, caricature versus murder novel. Tone, I actually love the caricature guys. You guys really talked me into it.
I know. This guy is the murder novel.
We should show them this. Yeah. All right, so you guys, let me show you guys what we're looking at here. So this is our bracket. We have our caricature guy against the guy who wrote his own murder novel.
The murder novel guy, I think, was just bragging.
He was just bragging. I do think it's hard for me not to put him on stupid on like a whole different level because you have to be. You have to be smart enough to even write a freaking novel. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just being honest. Like, you have to be smart enough to even do it. Not to mention, you have to be smart enough to get away with a murder. So he has done two things that make him at least. I would say highly intelligent, right?
Yeah.
And then he just puts the biggest foot in his mouth by including all real details.
I think he's just so overconfident and
Yes.
I got away with this. I'll just brag
Said
about
it
it.
was a good read.
He said it was worth it, Tony. He said he really wanted to bang out that real book. So then we got the caricature guy rolling head up against him. Decided to rob. Honestly, I think caricature guy's way stupider.
I
right?
think so, too.
He's on a way different planet of dumbness.
Love the characters.
Yep.
All right, moving on.
Boom.
All right, so we got my main man rolling into the cops with the weed handcuffs on, or with the handcuffs on, and asking the cops if he can take them off. He's got to be a winner, dude. Against
crushes free beer.
Crushes free beer cop. Yeah, cops entrapment's cool, I guess, but this is way cooler. All right, we got the meth lady asking if her meth's tainted.
A gun store
Gun store
bat.
bat.
Crushes
Wow,
it.
damn.
Crushes it.
Your boy, so I'm going to smash this place open and steal everything in here.
He's so stupid. The meth lady at least was like trying to keep herself safe. She had good intentions.
It's unbelievable. It's like in his head, it's like, yo, I need a gun. I'm going to steal one.
From the gun store.
Right, but don't you need a gun to do theft? I'll just take a bat with me. It's like,
Walmart has guns. Go steal one of those
that's like
first.
as far as his brain got, right? All right, so we got gun store guy. Easy day.
Easy. Walmart.
Easy. You rolling with $1 million bill somewhere, dude. You're my man. All right, so we got caricature straight up against weed cuffs. I think it's a weed cuffs for me. I keep saying weed cuffs.
I'm actually gonna have to disagree with that.
Really?
The black marker's really.
Oh,
No,
no, that's different. This one.
Oh, okay.
That's
so
the guy with
Yeah.
handcuffed himself and then walked into the store. I gotta go weed handcuffs too. It's because it's like so many levels of dumb.
Right.
Like it continued.
You smoked weed, then you went to the then you couldn't get it off, then you went to the cops, then you gave them your real name, and then you had weed on you, and then you also had
Warrants
for your arrest. Yeah, he's a winner for me too. Caricature guy is almost something out of like a State Farm commercial. It's just ridiculous. All right, so now this is yours. No, this is
Ooh.
This is the bat guy against Walmart. I still do. Honestly, it's hard for me not to take the $1 million bill. It's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my entire life. I'm just being honest. I've never heard anything stupider than walking in
It's
with a million.
closer than I thought it would be though.
The gun store, at least I can see like I can at least see like, yo, like on a slim chance, the guy behind the counter, maybe he runs a gun store, but he might actually have one loaded, right? Like that's a small chance. You walk in with $1 million bill, there is a 0% chance that you walk out with $900,000, right? Like there's a 0%. It's one of my actual favorite stories of all time.
I gotta go $1 million bill too.
Walmart.
Yeah, okay.
It's not a real thing.
It's right. You just made up a dollar bill, you moron. Okay, so
All right, this is the finals.
the finals, Tone. You got your weed handcuffs. Oh wait, what about the black marker guys? We already did this.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost to the $1 million bill.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Okay. So weed handcuffs, Tony, against the $1 million Walmart. I know where my winner is. It won it the second I read the story. I can't get over the $1 million bill. It's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my entire life.
Wow, we got a weed handcuffs vote already.
Weed handcuffs for the win. Okay, weed handcuffs for the win. Yeah, we'll give it a minute here. If anybody wants to throw in their vote, we got the Walmart guy with $1 million bill. We got a guy showing up to the cops, see if they can get the handcuffs off because
The only thing I'll say about the weed handcuffs that might turn it for me is the fact that it's multiple things.
Yeah.
The $1 million Walmart had one idea, and it was terrible. This guy had
Second
a
idea,
series of terrible ideas and kept making it
led
worse.
up to the police station.
Yeah, and then like continued to make it worse in the police station.
The weed handcuffs is like a Cheech and Chong story. It's absurd.
Like it's just like it's like this couldn't get worse, and then it gets worse.
Yeah.
Can't get worse.
Yeah.
Gets worse again. Can't get worse. Gets worse again.
Yeah. Oh, Paula coming right back with $1 million bill. She said, "Paula, what happens? If somebody rolls into the restaurant and says, yo, here's this $1 million bill.
you need to break this for me real quick.
You break this change off real quick for me."
I got a big tip in it for
I
you.
got a big tip coming your way once you give me that $900,000 back. You know what? If you can't find a full mill, I'll just take.
I'll take whatever you got in the drawer.
Round it up.
Yeah, consider the rest your tip. You turn that in your drawer, Tone, at the end of the night.
Okay, this is actually a true story. When I used to work at the restaurant, a guy rolled in when I was bartending. He rolled in at like 3 in the afternoon when it was like right before that happy hour rush, and he wanted to know if he could break change, which you never get in a restaurant, right? So it was weird already. And he had a crumpled up. Literally, he reached over and he handed me a bill. He said, "Can I get change for 20?" I said, "Sure." And he opens his hand and just this crumpled wad of like what a bill looks like a bill in my hand. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I obviously open it because I can't just take a crumbled bill and throw it in the cash register. I open it. It's the most fake $20 bill you've ever seen in your entire life. He must have known something was off because I was literally just staring at it for like maybe 10 seconds. He reaches over and goes, "You know what? Don't even worry about it." Just takes it and walks back out. I was like, all right, I guess that was as fake as it gets. So goes try this somewhere else.
Excuse me, big man.
Yeah, big man. I'm gonna need you to come back here. I get paid enough for that. Paul, you don't get paid enough to handle $1 million bills. All right, so final vote.
Tone?
Your favorite criminal of the day, dude. Weed handcuffs?
The weed handcuffs.
I gotta go weed handcuffs, honestly.
I'm still going my Walmart guy, but I will take weed handcuffs as a dub. To me, the idea
By a slim margin.
The idea that you could print $1 million bill and think for some unknown reason that somebody would take it. Also, we just learned this on the last podcast. I don't know if you know this. If you try and Xerox or scan any currency of the United States, every copy machine in the United States is made with a program that immediately lets police know that somebody's trying to Xerox real money.
And it won't let you print it.
And it won't let you print it. The second you try and Xerox a fake dollar bill, it immediately lets the authorities know that you're trying to do that. I had no idea. So this guy was way lost.
Handmade.
Yeah. Weed handcuffs. All right. Yeah, I got you guys. Weed handcuffs. All right. Weed handcuffs the dub. We'll give it a win. Your dumbest criminal of the day that we have ever found was your man. Got stuck in handcuffs. Smoked some pot. Couldn't get him unlocked. Smoked some more pot. Rolled down to the police station. Said, "Yo, can you guys get this off of me?" They said, "No. We can run your file though." Found that he had multiple warrants. Arrested him. Found weed and paraphernalia in his pockets. Took his ass to jail. That's just my absolute favorite. All right, guys. Thank you. I'm glad you guys had a good time with that. I hope you guys had a good time with that, I should say. Let's go ahead and move on to our next segment here. It probably will be our final segment of the day, right? The goalie drops back. Catcher punch near the rim. Slam. Dunk. Touchdown.
Sports ball.
Sports ball. As you can always tell.
Brought to you by Trader Joe's pumpkin ravioli.
Lamb. Let's go. That's right. Pumpkin ravioli. The only ravioli you'll need for harvest season. It's delicious. It's delightful. It tastes like pumpkin, but it's not too sweet. Trader Joe's, the only place you can get it. All right, that's our...
20 grams of protein.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw it. Is that from the pumpkin? Or?
Yeah, I don't know. Pumpkin doesn't have that much protein, so I'm not sure where they're putting it in, but the whole package is 20 grams of protein.
That tells me there's probably not a lot of pumpkin and some other shit in there. But if you haven't... we're trying to make the pumpkin Trader Joe's... Pumpkin ravioli by Trader Joe's, our sponsor, if you guys don't know. So we're just going to keep peppering ads like we have it already, but we don't. All right, anyway, let's go on to sports ball. If you guys don't know, we don't get too deep in here. We'd love to, but we know you guys don't have the time, and sports is not everybody's jam. So we only cover the sports stuff that we think is funny. Let's start with something that just made me chuckle. It's not the best sports story of the week, but it does make me laugh. Tony, if you have not seen this, maybe it'll make you laugh. Can you full screen that? I don't know if you can or not. Oh, you can. Cool. Okay, so A.J. Green is on the Bengals, the orange team. He's a very prominent wide receiver, a very good wide receiver. He's been injured for a very long time, so he just came back this year. I don't know what has happened in his injury. He seems to have forgotten the rules of football.
Do I need to back this up?
Yes. Okay, Tone, so here, there's an interception. Your boy A.J. Green is there. He's not sure. He's not going to jump for it. He's like, hey, he's got the ball. And then he's like, where are we going? What in the hell is he doing? Where is he going? All right, rewind it all the way. Look, the ball is clearly at him. Rewind it further than that. Like, the ball was clearly thrown to him. Doesn't jump for it. Then he's like, this guy's got it. Somebody should tackle him. He's right here. Hey. Where is he going? He looks like he's about to throw a block for him and, like, help him score.
I got you. Somebody should do something.
He reminds me of, like, the fastest bandwagon jumper of all time. He's like, yo.
It's a kick return. I'm going to block downfield.
Yo, he's got the ball. I'm on this team. You're like, what? Now you're in orange jersey, dickhead.
That's not how this works.
One of my favorite sports highlights of the week. Yo, I'm just letting you know I know the way to the end zone. It's back here behind my own team.
Follow me.
It's like LeBron James bandwagon fans. It's like midway through the game, the guy was like, I'm a Raven. You know, you're like, I just
love to be in the film room for that. What are you doing?
Dude, this guy is getting his ass chewed out. I know it, dude. All right, we're gonna start today's practice with this play right here.
Interception practice.
AJ, would you like to explain to us what the hell happened on here? Coach, I had a concussion. I didn't know where I was. That's the only thing they're gonna take is.
I forgot we were on offense.
Have you seen anything like that ever, dude? He just looks. He looks like he gave up.
It looks like that Cam Newton one.
Like, where he doesn't die for the ball? Yeah.
This ball, it just like looks...
But this one's like...
But that was a
I played football. You played football. I'm not saying tackling is the funnest thing you've ever done, but it's by no means scary. Not against a cornerback. That guy weighs like 170 pounds. It's like diving his ankles or something.
Or just even if he'd gone and shoved him.
Right, anything. Just get near him, you know? Okay, anyway. So I thought that was funny. I'd never seen anything like it. I've watched it a zillion times. I don't think he gave an answer to why he did it. Now... The best thing we saw all weekend, you can maximize this one too. The best thing we saw all weekend, and you're actually going to have to start that from the very, and actually it's really cool is they have another one underneath it with all the angles. So, going into this fight here, we're going to put it on the screen for you guys. The guy on the right, I really like. Unfortunately, he does not fare well. Was definitely the favorite in this fight, was supposed to win this fight, the guy on the right. The only reason we're showing you UFC is it was but here, I minimize that lamp. What they're actually screaming is that maybe it's the best KO they've ever seen. If you scroll down, there's one that has all the angles. It's kind of cool, actually. Yeah, that one's kind of cool. So we'll show this one here. We're worried about the guy on the left. Followed him on Instagram. Posted himself on the beach the next day working out. He's totally fine. He said it's one of the greatest things that ever happened to him. Humbled him. Great fighter. I'm sure he'll be back. If you guys are worried about these guys, don't be. They love it. They love being in there getting punched in the face. when I saw this, I leapt out of my chair. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. When you see it, it's like a junky thing in a movie. You don't actually see somebody roundhouse kick somebody into a knockout.
I don't want anybody getting hurt in the UFC by any means. But this is the type of thing UFC needs.
Yes.
These are the things that get on SportsCenter.
Yep.
These are the things that cross those lines into other people who don't normally like UFC. This is the stuff that, like...
It's when a real athlete shows how athletic they actually are, and no matter what kind of sports fan you are, you go, oh, that's different. I want to see that.
Yeah,
right?
I didn't know they were doing that.
Right, correct. And most people think that this sport, because if you watched UFC 20 years ago, it was a bunch of drunk people banging into each other. Now I talk about it all the time. It's like ninjas. They're putting together people to sleep. They're fly kicking. They're jumping off they're doing all sorts of insane stuff. Jared says you can punch me and kick me, but don't want to grab my foot. Jared, I'm so with you on that.
I don't like my feet being touched.
Yeah, nobody likes their feet being touched. I'm going to copyright that for you, Jared.
Copyright.
Jared, they're not allowed nobody to touch your feet ever again. I got you. Just got to comfort you. All right. Another sports thing here. Actually, we really just wanted to shout out. There was a champion last night. We live in L.A. The Lakers ended up winning it. LeBron ended up winning it. So that was kind of the big sports news there. The only thing we thought was interesting was during the game, every time LeBron and his team went to sit down, they were adamant that they needed to have these seat cushions under everybody's, well, I guess everybody, right? Anthony,
Not everybody.
Not everybody. Look at these seat cushions. Every time LeBron James would sit down, they would roll one of these things out and slam it under his ass before he sat down. Now, real quick, we thought either it was his height.
Yeah, maybe a height thing.
Right, because you don't sit well in a normal chair, right?
Yeah.
Right? Maybe it's just LeBron James. I said off air that if he wanted a Diet Coke, somebody would launch one from the second rafters. He would have it in 10
He's
seconds.
like, I want extra cushion.
I want a Diet Coke. All of a sudden, somebody from like this, from the drink lounge in the third floor just launches one over the top, and there's a Diet Coke. So maybe he said, yo, my ass hurts during the game. I don't like sitting down because somebody get me some squishiness. He said, no, the first one wasn't good enough. The second one wasn't good enough. Finally, it brought him
I just feel like he's like, yo, give me an extra padding. They put a little one, and he's like, what the hell is this?
What is this?
And so some guy just took it to the max. He's just like, what's the biggest, thickest pad I can find?
Yes.
And he's just like, shove it, LeBron.
This is like a gymnast mat you fall off a bar onto.
This is a joke.
Yeah, this is ridiculous, dude. He looks silly. Both of them look silly. There was people sitting in normal chairs next
That
to
was
him.
the funny thing.
Yeah.
Is like, because it was his teammates were in normal chairs.
Yes.
And then he's there. So it's like he's like lording over everybody.
He looked incredibly silly. It was really funny, and they kept doing it. It was great. I mean, yeah, congratulations on the championship. We can talk another day about if he's...
I mean, the king needs a throne, apparently.
King needs a throne, and he got himself a throne. So there it is. There you go. I think that's all we got for today, man.
It's been a great one.
It has really been a great one, man. I hope you guys, I know, we do try and keep the pee-pee poo-poo jokes going. We do try and have fun with you guys, but I hope you guys understand what we're trying to do with the humble brag. To be honest with you, I really do feel what I said on air. I do really feel like the people in this world that do great things get swept under the rug, and the people that don't do great things scream the loudest and then get hurt. Yeah. So I feel like the obnoxious people scream the loudest, and then they get hurt, and they're not that great of people. I feel like the great people are so damn humble that they literally don't even have it in themselves to brag about themselves. So it's something that I want to cover more of. If you guys know somebody or have a story on your own that somebody that impresses you, something that you did, it doesn't have to be like my granddad here him and his friends started something outrageous. But if you did something small, if you painted a neighbor's fence, like I said all the time, if you do something really small, or somebody did, I'd probably prefer if it was somebody and you would like them to be shouted out for something great that they've done, or like I said, lost some weight, built something, by hand, whatever. We would love to shout out. It's something that I want to start spreading some positivity on the show. We want to keep doing it. So hope you guys enjoyed that. As far as the dumbest criminals, it's just something we thought you guys would enjoy. We do have some stuff for Thursday. Is that right?
Yeah. Hopefully we got a little baking competition.
Yeah, we're gonna have a little baking competition for you guys Thursday. We will let you know more about that on the Instagram. We had the chat today was funny as hell. You guys are just really killing it recently. Paula, Paul, Jarrett, Mom, Bod, everybody in here, everybody Irish with the 2 subs today as well. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Really, man, we had an awesome time with you guys. Hope you guys had a blast. As always, man, I'm Nick.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Tony.
We are the 2 Dumb Idiots plus 1. We love you guys so much. We're going to go ahead and raid somebody else's chat just to say thank you. Probably Andy Milanakis. And there we go. Thank you so much, guys. Love you. Hey, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, I mean, I've been called dumb once or twice in my life.
Hey, guys, thanks for following us along. Another good clip here. Make sure to catch us out on Twitch and hit that subscribe button. right here.